Alright. Hello, everyone. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into here. So, yeah, let's do it. We have got Slay the Princess up. And, yeah, guess we're slaying some princesses. I've only seen one clip on this game, so unsure what to expect here, but they did have a motion sickness warning as well as an epilepsy warning. I've turned off flickering images, but I'm not sure what parallax effect and boil effect is, so I just turned them off since I do have motion sickness problems. Just slay the princess. Nothing wrong with it. Uh-huh. Thanks, Alto. Sus. Okay. New game. The hero and the princess. That's very
You're
fairy
on
tale.
a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Via la Revolution. Interesting.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
You can sass the narrator.
Let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Okay, so you're trying to assure me, but I don't know who you are, faceless
Before
narrator.
you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Sure, Jan.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
I'm loving the humor so far.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Sweet.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Okay.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
I'm pretty sure the world would be better off without people, so not sure I'm feeling your narrative, narrator.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you. Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey. Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Okay, I'm really enjoying this dialogue. Oh, the sassy hero.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Clearly, you've never been an emo kid in high school.
I mean, maybe some people do. Nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
No, I'm a penguin.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
What's the reward, bitch?
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. But whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
I really don't believe you now.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Doom! Treasure for power. Heck yeah.
Sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Treasure for power.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Okay.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
And even bring my own
The
killing
blade
material?
is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
But if everything's covered in dust, how's she even alive? Like, how's she been eating?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Right?
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed. Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes.
She's not
with the
even in a
princess.
cell.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
Oh, beauty's usually the threat.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
I like how the narrator and the hero are just bantering back and forth.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Is it the narrator that's also voicing her? Yeah, I've never played before. It's been highly recommended a lot. So, it's 2 VAs. Okay. So, let's see what I'm getting myself into. I have just started.
Okay.
The art is fun. She looks terrifying. And this is already why I've been
I don't see
wondering.
what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
Thanks, Jackal. I really have been wondering what she's eating and drinking. Everything is covered in a layer of dust, so...
Actually, what has she
Right?
been eating? She has to eat, right?
Yeah, exactly. I am doing good. How are you, Jackal? What are you gonna do if I let you out of
The
here?
princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Cafe! Cafe sounds fun.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
Good answer. What's your
Oh.
name? Yeah, I figured it was Final Fantasy.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
What's your fucking name?
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
What's your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
You were super sus.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late. That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I just really love this art. That little head tilt and the shading. That is so much fun.
I know you think this is some kind of fair compromise, but it isn't. No, it's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No one has to die.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way back to the stairs.
The music shift.
Fine, turn your back on me. But it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
Hey, Mysteria! Thank you so much for the 8 months. Welcome in, welcome in. Just started Slay the Princess, and I don't think it's going well. I think we're about to die here.
Either way, she dropped the mask, didn't she? You can still grab the blade and get back down here. It's never too late to do the right thing. Now hurry.
I think she's gonna murder me.
You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
I am really concerned now. What is about to happen?
Where the princess sat only
Oh
a moment ago,
no!
there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall.
Oh
And
no!
she is nowhere to be seen.
Oh no! Hi, Bonnie.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
I don't think hello is gonna do much. Clearly, I have a knife, so starting over is not gonna work. Let's just
Your
finish
eyes
this.
dart the corners of the room.
She's on the
You don't see
ceiling.
her.
It's always the ceiling.
Where is she? You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Okay, well, she can't escape now.
Oh, do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long, long time. I'm very good at waiting.
Not horrifying at all.
You do your best to patiently wait her out. But eventually, exhaustion
Oh
starts to set in.
no!
Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here. You step into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor. The ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you. Everything goes dark.
And you die. You've never seen this sequence of events? You're welcome. Oh, you don't start over.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
There's so many different things that can happen.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of
Terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
You
If he doesn't
liar.
remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here. You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess. We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Alright, I'm loving the dialogue.
Those are two very different questions, but
Ooh.
fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Yeah, let's see where this path goes.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen. We did our best with the information we were given, and yet you still died, didn't you? So, great, congratulations, you've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? All the more reason to keep our wits about us, should we even return to the cabin. We could find a safe little hole somewhere instead. You have to go to the cabin. If you don't slay the princess, she's going to end the world, which you're always going to be a part of, even if you're cowering in a hole. There's no escaping your responsibility here.
I really like how they've played this out. I really like this. Yeah, let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature? I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. It's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
Proceed. I'm really curious to see how this is gonna
The
go.
interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time. Wind rushing in through cracks and holes in
There's
the
a
wooden
mirror
walls.
now, though.
The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade's sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's
There's a
nothing else
mirror
in it.
now.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. What a strange thing to lie about. Maybe he doesn't see it. Much like he hasn't seen what's already happened.
I'm gonna approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I
Whoa.
hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
We have claws?
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. Very different. I wonder why. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Yet.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this. You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Dun dun dun!
The door to the basement creaks open.
Oh, this is so
revealing what's
different.
left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes.
Oh, this is creepy.
The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager.
I'm really, really loving this voice acting. This is a lot of fun. I'm gonna die, aren't
You
I?
carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess. She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does.
That's pretty true.
Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now. There's a shift.
Hey, Silk.
And something enormous lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured.
She was chained.
Guess that's it then, isn't it?
I still have no
Unfortunately
idea.
for you, no. This isn't it. You are in a dark and caustic place.
What?
Thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling
Did she just
uselessly at your
swallow us
surroundings
whole?
as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
Okay.
You spoke when you needed to act.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger.
Don't I have my
and you can feel
dagger?
layers
Can't
of
I, like, stab my way out?
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
This is really creepy.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now, we can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her.
Do I finally get to
something.
stab her?
You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Survive. Or we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If she needs us in order to leave, we could at least deny her that. That is a bad thing to do.
I actually agree with that one. Not gonna lie, I'm not sure why the princess ate you. I'm not sure why either. I'm really surprised. Even with an unhinged jaw, that would be quite the feat. Maybe
I'm
this.
so very, very patient. If it takes lives and lives and lives to swallow my way to freedom, then that is what I'll do.
Penguin is a specialty food. No, don't eat the penguin. Let's dig.
Though you have little
Blah.
use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
Dig.
You slice again, deeper, rooting through her meat with the tip of your blade, until at last it finds her beating heart. Pulling open the bang, your flesh screams as your leaden, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
That's not how the body works.
You can't hold me forever.
Slay the princess. Get out of this
Your
body.
is eroding into unrecognizable shapes. Your will drives you forward. You have a target, and you will strike it. We're too late, aren't we? This isn't survival. This is spite.
I have played Long Live the Queen. I have a good chunk of the deaths unlocked. Oh, that is a very interesting game.
No, it's something better. It's fulfilling a noble destiny. Your lone functioning arm lashes out, stabbing up towards the princess's heart.
It is really good. I do love Long Live the Queen.
So you found a way to kill me. And we'll die together. And I will see you again soon.
Okay, that is a good
Those
haunting
prophetic
end.
words, you do not draw another breath. Your body tangled and melting in the cooling folds of the princess's flesh. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Have you gotten this ending, my boy?
But at least you've saved the world,
I hope.
I hope.
Ooh.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural
There's so many
is watching us from just beyond
our edge.
Well, welcome to more endings, I
His
guess.
gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that?
Oh, this is great. Hey, Oceans! Thank you for the 23 months in a row. Aye.
That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third?
It is.
That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
Well, I got eaten and then I slayed the princess.
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped.
So far, I've gotten 2 endings that my boy's never seen. Hang on 1 second. I am a bit chilly. There we go.
He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do? Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
Oh, I like that. I don't feel so small anymore when you put it like that.
That's because you aren't small, even if you act that way. We're both so much more together than we were apart. And we can be so much more still. Vast. Unfathomable.
This is cool.
You're not mad at us for stabbing you in the heart, are you?
No. Are you mad at me for swallowing you whole?
Nah, not really. It all seems so petty right now. She ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't
It is a
understand.
mess.
We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to
We
be.
Evangelion now.
Can't you feel it?
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
That's not.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together.
This is
She's
so
the only one who
fun.
poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
Do I? Because I've died twice. Huh. Oh, there's so many good choices. How do you choose? Why are you?
We can't go back to that.
Oh.
We can't go back to the fear and the hunger and the pain. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Dane.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength of our unity.
That is horrifying.
I can feel a thumping, a heartbeat, like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more we pay attention.
Please, stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
They have a good range. I'm having
Don't
fun.
look at it!
Ooh. Okay.
I think we should hear out whatever it is that's trying to be heard. I like to take all options into account before making any big decisions, and what's the harm in just listening?
Gaze at the terror.
Please, don't make us remember how I was.
And just like that, you start to fall apart.
Well, that's heartbreaking.
I can remember it now. I didn't like being eaten. I'd forgotten how much it burned. And the air was so hard to breathe. She didn't care. She didn't care at all.
All of that digging with the knife, and we didn't even get to win. That was hard work. I wanted to win. And what's the point of being part of a larger whole if we're not the one in charge of that?
As you remember the terror and pain you felt at the hands of the princess, you start to remember something else, too. You remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting of the space around you, the infinitesimal movement of your molecules rearranging back into the shape of what you are.
Dane, the verbiage here.
No, I devoured you. I won. I put things back the way they were supposed to be.
Okay.
Some division, when so, can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were.
Oh gosh.
A cabin
That
comes
ripping
into being
sound.
among the trees. It approaches, and it swallows your body whole.
The cabin swallowed me whole? What the fuck?
And then you find yourself blade in hand, exactly where you need to be.
Oh Dane, this art.
At the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with a sense of purpose. Strike at her. End this once and for all.
I feel empty, don't you?
I feel safe. She isn't dangerous anymore. We could leave her. We could both live.
Well, this should be easy. If you're sure about it. I mean, what's the point of being king of the hill if there's no one around to be better than? We'd just be sitting on a hill.
Do we have to do this? You have to. You know you have to.
Ooh. Which one? Basically, I feel like I'm just choosing which death to go for. It is choice paralysis incarnate.
Devious little bastard. If If you think I'm going to let you free her, you have another thing coming.
What?
And that other thing is... We'll just have to wait and find out when it happens. Ignore him. His words only confuse us. Just do it.
He's weak. Thinks he can boss us around when he doesn't have any authority. We're clearly the ones with authority around here, so we can do whatever we like.
You're tired, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm...
The dialogue trees have to be ridiculous.
Cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. Good luck getting her out of here.
I didn't think you would do that after everything. It's so cold without.
Oh no, is her boniness gonna destroy me? Oh, that's even worse, that's even worse, that's even worse. Oh no. The mirror again?
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator's gone.
Does that mean the world ended? It hasn't ended. We're still here. We're top of the pecking order now. Right, boys? Does this mean we won? All right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. Let's just stay still. There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. Things are great. If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
And the only option is to approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Right. It does have that finality to it. It's time for you to see what's in it. Okay. It's you. Dang. I look pretty terrifying. Didn't the cabin swallow me? What the fuck? Oh,
Finds me in the long quiet.
I don't
and
like
brings
this.
me the gift of a fragile vessel.
This is really creepy. This is so creepy. Ooh.
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn
What's
to be
wrong,
free.
kitty? Do you not like the swaying, flailing hands?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. I know only that they are. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
A very confused penguin.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Oceans, you're now a shallow creek. Sorry.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. perspectives to make my own. This one is like a shadow of me, twisting vines in search of answers. She will make for a curious heart.
I'm not a being that just woke up in the infinite nothingness. You're
Do
welcome.
not mourn her. She has found what she yearned for. I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Uh-huh. They always say that.
She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Yes.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
How can the world have ended if we are talking? You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you. Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
Welp.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Huh. Collect pieces of her? I don't know about that.
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Okay. Yeah. Stupid mouse.
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? It flickers in something sparkling and unilluminated. Everything, until we meet again.
Uh-huh.
Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow. More than you have found, but less than there are to find.
What?
I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Okay.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever. Alright, we're back to decision paralysis. What path to take? If I wait forever, she's just gonna kill me? But I kind of want to see what happens next. Oh, How do you choose? This is really cool. I just hope there's no eye body horror. The answer is saving constantly. I don't even know how to say. Oh, I guess there is a save. Good point. Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Did the game just end? Okay,
You have
okay.
returned to me, though you were gone mere moments. I never
That
left
was
your side.
well played. That was well played. Attempt to wait out your destiny. All right. That is my favorite choice so far. This is hauntingly beautiful. I love it.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
She asks I tell you to remember her. You won't. Oh my gosh. This is brilliant. We're back to chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is
The
a
real
cabin.
Slay the Princess starts
And
here.
in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no
This
more
is
trees, and
amazing.
perhaps
We're
most
really back at the
problematically of all,
beginning.
no more people. You have to put an end to her. She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it. Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I still love these choices. I haven't done this one
Are
though.
you serious? No, you have to do it. While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
I
The
want
more
specifics.
specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down. Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
I actually haven't chosen cancel.
Oh,
most
if
of
only
them.
that were the case. But I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off.
Unfortunately for the both
Like
of
I
us.
said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did. That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly
I'm just
illuminated
love
by
seeing the
unseen
beginning
light
again,
below.
especially so soon.
This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
It's really neat that you just get to go back and try a few different things, and I'm really wondering
Her
how
voice
this is gonna
softly
go.
carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Bum, bum,
You're
bum.
playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Bum, bum, bum.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Am I?
You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
That's side eye.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
Because that's the decision she made last time.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into
Okay,
place.
that's cool. I wasn't
Someone else
expecting
here?
that.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep. We
There's a
stuck.
slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising
Oh!
her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Oh, this is terrifying.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
We're gonna try and save her.
Against your better judgment,
Ooh!
you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the
Eyes
unbelieving
on a
chain.
ranger. Oh my god, this is terrifying. Ew.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp. It takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
That is disgusting.
Her limb falls to the
Ugh.
ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
Alright, who's hungry? Snacks ready.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No,
It really does, my boy.
can't just let her escape into the world.
I can't just let her escape. Oh my gosh. Getting sent back in time is really cool. You can really see the narrator being the villain, but the princess is still terrified.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
No.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
No.
What are you doing?
No. No. Okay, you do get to warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
This has been so cool so far, Silk. Oceans had been recommending it for a while. I think my boy had recommended it too. And yeah, first playthrough.
Your body lunges forward,
No!
ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Nice! I do have Wakfu. I couldn't get into it when I first tried it.
The blade. Move the blade.
It's really cool trying to resist the narrator. Hey, kitty. Good baby. No, you cannot drink my coffee. Hang on, I gotta move things around on my desk. Bite is trying to steal my coffee again. Hello, baby. I know, no coffee for you. You're a kitty. Kitties do not need coffee. Okay. Me, my whole dang playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest.
No!
And sinew. It is agony.
No! Oops.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Hi, Kitty.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Oops. Kitty, you're not helping. Kitty?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I love you too, Kitty. Come here. Bite's trying to click the mouse for me.
One last thrust of the knife. Your legs give out beneath you.
Bum,
You
bum,
collapse to
bum.
the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The damsel. Okay, this is already a different chapter than
You're
what I
on
got
a
last
path
time.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Most entertaining voices in the
You're
game.
here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. Oh, don't you start grandstanding about the walls. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
This is going great.
So all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
4.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
A world without love is a world that's not worth saving.
Are we running away? What are you doing? We have to save her. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track.
Oh my
again. Maybe the world
gosh.
can still be saved after all.
This is amazing.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Yes, yes I am.
Remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
When people die, they're dead.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. Everything is getting... What's going on? Where are we? Oh, I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight. Oh, done.
A textured nothing. Oh no, the hands are back. No! No! No. I am our only salvation.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Well, we're back
You're here
again.
to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh my gosh, Silg, this has been great. I've ended up with some really weird things. Is there a new choice for me? Oh, Long Live the Queen is a really great game. I am not close to 100%ing it, but I do really, really enjoy that. It's so good. I highly, highly recommend it. Yeah, this is way darker. Ray again, all the ridiculous moments, as I do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
How's everything made of dust, but there's
The blade
still a
is your
pristine
implement.
blade?
You'll need it if you
Or
want to do
layered
this
in
right.
dust, not made of dust. I haven't actually taken the blade
Take
with
the
me
blade
before.
from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
The pristine blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Oh, I haven't gotten that before.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
Thanks.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
I kept turning around and the game started me over. Yeah, it started me over.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. You should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Good answer.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Cling.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
It is.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
A voice in my head told me to.
Don't just tell her that.
Why not?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world. I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Nope.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Sure, Jan.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
It's true.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Very little.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Neither.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about...
I like how they
We
bolded
stand
that.
against everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less. She hesitates before answering.
Oh, so it's going to be the same as before.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Too long.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
Choppy choppy.
She is. I'm sure of it.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Nope.
You know why you're here.
Seeing her be mean is interesting. It's hot.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right
Alright,
one.
this is a game very similar to my first ending on day one.
Oh, for the love of...
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
Kitty, what are you doing? Yeah, you. Stop knocking things over. Bite is being a menace
You
again.
walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'll be here.
You don't
You
say.
attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Bum,
You hear
bum,
the
bum.
click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep, they
The
sure
knife.
did.
Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Bum, bum, bum.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Right? I need to just turn off Steam notifications.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Just a little bit of blood. Less
Wait,
blood than
this
last
isn't fair.
time.
You can't just do that.
Oh, I'm sure it's very interesting. I haven't seen anyone else play this, so I have no idea how this can go.
Watch me. Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before
This
you
is
can
very
do it.
different than the last time I had this
Stop
bit.
it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
I wonder how she'll react, because she already said it's too
The
easy.
blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
So many choices have consequences. All of the choices have consequences.
I'll make this quick.
Now she's
She steps
evil.
forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Oh, you will.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
The prisoner. Bum, bum, bum.
You're on a path.
I don't
in the
know where we're
woods,
going.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I
I
died.
assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a
Skeptic
word
now.
out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. A warning before you go any further.
Bum, bum,
She will
bum.
lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to.
Wink, wink.
Did you just say wink?
No, I didn't. Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Wink. Oh my god, that's my new favorite theme. Wink.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A
What
few
the
pathetic
hell?
wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting
This is so
stone walls,
different.
and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to
And
do this
again,
right.
they don't mention the mirror.
He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should.
There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
I think you know what we have to do.
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? That you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Last time we approached the mirror, it just disappeared. Maybe we can just enter the basement?
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
What?
Are you sure? What if she... I don't know... turns it against us?
Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner. Yes, I'm sure. Turns it against you. She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world. Okay, I'm trusting you. Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go. Wonderful. You do exactly that. Sweeping the knife
Fascinating.
from the table.
I do am an existential threat to the world.
Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Yeah. The first time I encountered the mirror, I actually touched it, and it vanished. Yet another branch you haven't seen.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs.
Oh,
and
that's a
lock eyes with the
lot of
princess.
chains.
She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
We'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease. You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Yep, she has a lot more chains this time. And we already noted, like, the hero voice noted an empty chain on the wall. Why does it serve no purpose?
Oh, are we talking about that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But sure, I'll fill you in.
Oh, the skeptic noted that? Yeah.
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how. First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
A contingency for what?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information.
Right,
It would have
skeptic?
changed our actions considerably.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
That's pathetic.
I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
But should we count ourselves lucky? That is an interesting contingent plan to have.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
No, I'm all here to mess it up.
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
Right?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Yeah, sure.
We'll
see about that.
Bum bum bum.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming. I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests. No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
I don't know about
But
that.
she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
Dun, dun,
So,
dun.
what should we do?
That's a great
I
question.
don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
There are no
Let
pros.
me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
The latter's the most likely. We know leaving doesn't work. I don't think inspecting the shackle is going to be useful. Yeah, let's give her the weapon.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Till you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right?
Oh, well, he tried to take over, buddy.
Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
A little. I think you got your point across. Fine.
Did we just win a battle
Slide
against the
blade
narrator?
across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling.
Oops. I clicked too fast.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat.
Is she gonna kill
What is she
herself?
doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own.
Ugh.
No. Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, her smile unwavering as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage. Last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebrae.
Dang,
as it
these
continues
sound
to slice
effects.
its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do?
So that's her play.
Killing herself?
She isn't dead yet.
You're gonna die.
Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder.
Oh.
Opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop.
No.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back.
Don't put it back.
The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
Are you sure she's not winking at us?
Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
We should take her with us, don't you think?
What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that?
I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave.
Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them.
I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things, the danger has passed. You can relax.
There's no relaxing
I'm
here.
just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down.
I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already? Ugh,
Totally taking the head.
you pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already... Over? Is he gone?
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
That's horrible. Ah, the hands are back.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Yeah, that was a weird one.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back.
If you say so.
Feels too good to be true.
Here we go. Hi, mirror. Approach her.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am. What I am is different from what I was.
This is just so damn creepy.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed.
Ah, it's good music.
But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me. If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective.
Creepy.
You will will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Uh-huh.
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward. There's nowhere for you to be but here.
You can't even end yourself. It took me so many bodies to become an ocean. Okay.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
You're horrified.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
This is becoming
You're
such
here
a
to
meme in
slay
my
her.
own head now.
If
It'll be the end of the world.
Does it?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it. It's a secret, but I think you'll like it.
Uh-huh.
Of course I haven't. Why? I mean, maybe.
Alright. Let's see
You
what
make your
we
way
do
up
now.
the short path to the cabin.
There you'll find the princess. Bum, bum, bum. Should we try killing the princess this time?
The interior of the cabin is almost
I actually have
entirely bare.
never tried
The
killing the
air is
princess
stale and moss
immediately.
ablade is your implement. You take the blade from the...
Yeah, let's see how that goes.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by Her voice carries up.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten.
You walk down the stairs and lock. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus
Yes.
on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yep.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Why should I be?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Bum bum bum.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us?
You charged the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck. Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
Dang, that look.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
That's not where a heart would be.
Oh,
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
Nope.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The razor. Ooh, you did it now.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin...
Have you seen all the
is a
endings,
princess.
Oceans?
You're here to slay her. Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If he doesn't remember what happened, then...
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again. Stabbed to death?
And you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Sure, Jan.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
More or less.
I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Dang.
Those are two very different... Let's say for a moment, you died last time. We did exactly... Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare. In which case, I should be held accountable for what supposedly happened. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
Dang. Cheated me sounds
At least you know
inky.
not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else. She just caught us by surprise last time. She can't do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this. That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all. Just be quick about it.
She just can. But she's still only a princess. You're fully up to the task you've been given, so long as you remember that. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things. Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Sure.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
To die.
If anyone's special here, it's her. That was a nasty trick she pulled on us.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
That's because she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Oh, and don't get stabbed while you're at it.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Sure.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused.
Proceed.
The interior of the
Oh,
cabin is a mess
dang.
of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look. But there was a mirror a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
This music.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
I don't know if I want to take the blade. Let's see
Are we
what's
really
down
doing
there.
this without a weapon? You know she has one, right?
Once again, I'd like to remind you that she's unarmed. But you're right, this would be a lot easier if you had the blade. I hope you know what you're doing.
I don't.
The door to the basement creaks open.
Dang, everything's just
Once upon the stairs.
splinters.
The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
That's right. Scraping. I told you she has something. I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head.
Bum, bum, bum.
Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
What was that voice?
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Right?
Yeah. She thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Dang, that voice.
Oh, you don't. Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
No!
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
No!
She certainly feels threatening.
Right?
Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
But you know who has the capacity to quickly arm himself? You do. So stop second-guessing yourself, go upstairs, take the blade, and do your job.
But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
What? No! No! I wouldn't stab you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason.
Sweet, innocent princess.
And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to not stabbing distance to help me.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her? We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance.
The sweat on her face.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now?
Yes.
You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity. Fine. And will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife? And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death.
Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
Actually, that's fair.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
It's practically zero. Oh my gosh.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. You think I could if I did that, huh?
Hey, Mysteria.
Silly little bird face thinks he's so serious coming down here, but doesn't know anything. He doesn't even have a knife for stabbing. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
I think I've said my piece at this point.
I think we all have. If you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
Last time, If somebody came into my house and tried to kill me and I cut his neck open and then he stabbed me in the heart and we both died looking in each other's eyes, well, surely I would remember that.
Right? This has gotten really creepy.
But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
There you go again, talking up delusions about a past life experience that clearly didn't happen. Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that loop back to the start. Someone else has to remember, right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
Yes! Yes, of course! Haven't you seen that I've only been nice to you since you got here?
Has she? Her words have been fine, but her general attitude's been weird and extremely suspicious. And I think that's what really counts. This shouldn't even be a question. She absolutely has not been nice.
But if we killed each other, then why are we here? Right now. Both of us normal and unstabbed. That doesn't sound like me. Okay, I'm bored now.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's shit.
Oh my god!
Movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm.
What?
Her wrists limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So how conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance. At least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion.
Oh no! Oh, she
Slices
did it!
through her arm.
Ow.
Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate.
Oh my god, that face!
Terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. That won't stop us from trying. Run, 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 run! You sprint for the stairs, but I wasn't exaggerating when I said she was running at you with a terrifying speed you couldn't hope to outpace. We don't make it, do we?
Nope.
No. You feel her blade in your back before you make it to the first stair.
I'm going to kill you now.
With a squelch, she does just that.
Squelch.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well then,
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp. A constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
okay. I wasn't expecting this.
Nobody holds the cards. That's how it's always been. That's unfortunately how reality works. Who cares about cards? You're all acting like this is about winning and losing, while this is actually about having fun.
The charlatan? Or the contrarian?
Is this fun for you? It's not fun for me. I don't like being sliced to pieces.
Oh, we got a lot of voices now.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? right? That's too much responsibility.
Right?
I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world.
Contrarian?
Let's just stay focused, shall we?
Mysteria trying to help me say words.
The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. And then, we throw it out the window!
What? That blade is the only edge we have. We are not.
Fortunately for the rest of you, and for me, and for the sake of the world, yes.
That is horribly unfair. He shouldn't be allowed to just do things like that.
You were the one who made us pick it up. See? You're not the only one who can figure out how to do things. What's done is done. I suggest you make the best of it. You're all so mad at each other. I'm just going to sit here quietly in the corner. You can be the ones to figure out what to do. So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to?
With what door? There's only a
I'd love
mirror.
to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
That is a really long drawn out sigh.
Reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
So
I
surprised.
can't say I was particularly invested in looking at it before, but now I really want to see what's in it. If it's so keen on hiding from us, whatever it has must be real good. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Well, we're stuck down
As your
here.
body tumbles onto the basement landing, the form of the princess comes into view, Riley smiling at you from a distance.
Hi. It looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. And you still don't have a weapon. That's funny. That's a joke. I'm going to kill you now.
Yes, that was extremely silly of whoever did that. Probably a bad idea. That was you. No, I'm just trying to add some levity to this. Well, since all of this was your idea, how about you figure out how to get us out of it? Oh, guys like us don't get to make any decisions. You should know that. I decided to pick up that blade, and you decided to throw it out the window.
This is why we've already lost. Can't even stop bickering with ourselves. How are we supposed to beat her without a weapon? She's so sharp. Your internal
Oh god, both of them this
Sound of
time.
slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like corn The chain clatters to the floor.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Alright, I'm out of ideas. What we doing?
Flirting, oh my god. All of these ideas suck. I'm leaning towards flirt.
Now that is an interesting move. Interesting? It's disgusting. No, don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her. Yeah, do we have to flirt with the murderous monster? Of course we do. I'm into it. The one making the decisions is into it. Are you not? I don't think so. I could go either way, honestly.
She doesn't want us.
You're just saying that because you want her to be into you.
I know. I thought I was being obvious.
What's wrong, kitty?
The look.
Yeah, the best flirts know how to flirt without saying anything. We just have to let her know, right? Flash the princess.
The look.
And a rosy blush rushes to the princess's cheeks as she breaks into a wild grin.
Oh, is that how it is? Yeah, okay, I feel that. I like you too. Neat.
Oh, be damned, this is actually going to work, isn't it?
Still going to kill you. But now we can both enjoy a mutual romantic subtext to the murder.
Or not.
At least she likes us. I've never been liked before.
Blood flowing in her cheeks. The princess closes the distance between you and skewers you. Ow. Worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit. What matters is that she likes us. She's even said as much. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? Nah, we'd know if we died. Right? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be. Dead.
I can't believe they
dead,
added a flirting
dead.
option. This is amazing.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? I don't actually know how to answer that question. I think he means how many times have we died?
They do say this is a love story. I wasn't sure how that was gonna play out, though.
Oh, I've lost count, to be honest.
I think this
I
is 4.
haven't. It's 4.
Yeah, this is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another... us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
No, that's
We'll win her
interesting.
heart eventually.
Come on, show me something new.
Puff up a bit.
Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason.
She skewers you.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder.
She skewers you.
More noise isn't helping, it's just making it harder to focus. Just keep dodging, just keep dodging, just keep dodging.
She skewers you.
What's the point of avoiding me if you're not going to fight?
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. We don't even have a weapon. Yeah, some clod threw it out the window. Again, that was you. No, I was just the clod who suggested it. And if I knew we'd be stuck here forever, I wouldn't have done that. Just panic, flee.
She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
See, we lasted a little longer. Barely.
She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time.
Fine.
One last time. None of this is working. Think. Think.
She skewers you.
And then everything goes dark, and you die.
The Empty Cup. Never made it to chapter 4. Ooh.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin. Take it from here. No steel claw, though. Was tossing it the only thing we've done that was permanent? That's a sick joke, Universe. A sick, sick joke. If it's gone for good, then maybe we never actually needed it. That's what I've been telling you all. We can do this without it. We're tougher than steel. Yeah, mind over matter. Who needs violence when you have love? Who needs love when you've mastered yourself?
Who needs anything when we don't matter?
Well, boys, are we ready?
It's just so interesting watching this character break down into madness. Your soul being sundered, split
Entirely
too many ways.
How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... yeah. Leave it to the pros.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Yeah, and it's all the same guy doing this. We got the Princess VA and then this guy VA.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more fun. Are you
Oops.
sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this.
I clicked too fast.
Don't care. Just want to see fun. Make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
Jonathan Sims.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I
Yeah,
guess
it's
we're
fine.
not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's
Oh
skin
my
is
god.
splitting into red gleams of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it
Oh no.
becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her
Oh,
splattering against the walls.
no.
All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Oh my god. No. No, 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 no.
Are you ready for what comes next?
No.
Holy shit! She's gorgeous.
Oh my god.
Absolutely divine.
No to infinity.
Yes! Behold!
Oh my
the
god.
perfect woman. Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. I'd say we bow down to her right now if that had ever even slightly worked for us.
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
Yeah, this isn't a good world to
We're
exist in.
screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
Narrator,
Forget. What just happened? It's so quiet.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
I'm glad we could silence everyone. I ain't see that
This worked
outcome.
before. I was able to make you dead before.
Hmm.
Did you do that? It's funny if you did. You're nothing. You've done nothing to me, and I've done so much to you, and that's who we are. But it's like you're nothing now. You can't be nothing. If you're nothing, then what am I? Am I nothing too?
Yep.
No, I'm the one who hurts you.
Be formless, shapeless. Of course, the hands come. Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who's the greatest fool of all. Ooh. You've withered. What have we got this time?
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Bum bum bum. This is really fascinating. Honestly, Pi, this is the least fucked up part of the game so far.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle.
Welcome in.
There are no words. that
I
can
highly,
describe my
highly
internal
am going to
existence.
recommend Slay the
There is no
Princess
logic
and
that
good luck.
can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it. It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse?
There's a lot of really fucked up parts. You did just miss Blade Lady. That one was really something.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special. My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me. We will know when we near our destination.
So, a lot.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Bye!
You're on a path you're here to I'm talking about the... Don't... Look, you're already... While I appreciate... Nevertheless, and before you decide, causality doesn't... It's no use arguing unless of... Oh, if only... I have to... Like I said... Does it? Then I guess we'll just have to see within each and every one of us. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that... You make your way up the short path. The interior of the blade is your... The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice
Hello? Is someone there?
is hypnotizing.
Okay, we're back to the
Don't let it
hypnotizing
fool you.
voice.
It's all part of the manipulation. How many times do I have to tell you how...
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes. She's beautiful. I am begging
Hey,
you
kitty.
to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Surprise! He's a bird.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for... I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end. You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge... No. You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall. They're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the prince...
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement. Is someone else here? You make your way to the bottom of the stair. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates as she rips her flesh from her bone. It's the blade from upstairs. Or we could... You won't like what happens. Fine. Against your... You cut into her. The blade is sharp. Her limb. She didn't say no. She smiles softly as her... How is she still...
Thank you.
No. We won't have any of... As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait.
Bye,
is it watch?
oceans!
What are you doing?
Okay, there's no going back. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be...
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you. But if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through, but you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just
Bum, bum,
end
bum.
like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened.
It's
Everything
over.
goes dark, and you die.
Alright, let's see where this path goes. The witch. This is really
You're
oddly
on a path
addicting.
in the woods. You're here to slay. I can assure you that you didn't slay her, and that if he doesn't remember what happened, then My brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure. You know I can hear you, right? Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue. Bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so
Dun, dun, dun.
A warning. Before you go any further, she will lie.
don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
How did it change this time?
The interior of the cabin is a
Oh.
mess of twisted roots. The
But
walls
the
are chaotic
mirror is
weave of
back.
knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy.
Hey, Vonnie,
The only
how's it
furniture
going?
left, the blade is your implement. No blade. Hope you know what you're getting. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
Beep boop.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
Hey, gay penguins. Yep. I am Pella. I am a penguin. Meh, meh, meh. Nice to see you.
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
That is fair. This chat frequently fills with penguins and penguin lovers, like Mysteria here.
Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Ooh,
Descend
this
the
is a
basement
cool
steps,
form.
Entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
Bum, bum,
Is it all
bum.
behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
No.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't
Doubtful.
talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue. I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
And fortunately for you, I'm right
Seems to me
here.
like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Well, you're not offering anything. Evil narrator.
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest.
Worst chained up system ever.
This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
You came to me with empty hands last time, too. But that didn't mean you hadn't been plotting something nasty all along. What you did showed me as much.
But we didn't plot anything. We just made an informed decision based on the information we had at the time. I think you're both making perfectly valid points. Sure, we didn't plot anything, but it's easy to see how she might think we did.
Bum, bum, bum. That's not gonna work.
Yes, let's.
Ladies first.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here.
Sure.
Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together. That doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out. But if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
Bum, bum, bum.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
I'm sure you will.
Exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already... Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach.
Bum, bum, bum.
Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened.
Uh-huh.
You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight. Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realise that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up?
Alright, 2 seconds. Bit is demanding food. Let's get you food really quick. Yes, yes, yes. I know you won't stop. You're just a little hungry. Here you go. All right. Oh, thanks for the follow.
I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back.
Bum, bum, bum.
You were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that?
She doesn't trust
It's
you.
what I would have done. If you considered not being like that. Of course not. It's what keeps us alive.
But we're dying.
And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done. Why would I ever trust you? Your hands have spilled my blood. And knowing that, you should never have trusted me either. You should have known I would never walk hand in hand with a loathsome thing like you. By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up. Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
Hilarious, darling.
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly
Yep.
seems that way. What a way to go. Look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
Yay!
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next? I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
The hands are back.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a mirror?
We've done this so many times now. What reflection now? Ooh, that's creepy. At least it's not the decay one. Hello. What do we got this time?
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
This is probably the least creepy of them all.
It doesn't matter if there are. People are too small for us. You and I are the only things that interest me. This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side. We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something, but nothing cannot exist on its own, and because of that, nothing can't exist. No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
I'm really curious what part the narrator really plays.
If he is anything other than us, he isn't worth the effort to destroy.
I don't like the narrator.
Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be
Oh,
singular,
am I actually near the
a final
end?
multitude.
I was gonna kind of end here, but if there's only one left.
If I did, I would already be awake.
Okay, I should have seen that coming.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you. These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn. The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Okay, if this is the last one, I think I want to try and actually pursue the Smitten route. Last time I had started it, I ended up turning around and it brought me back to here.
You're on a path. You're here.
Yeah.
I'm talking. Don't. Look, you're all. While I appreciate. Nevertheless, and before you decide to causality, it's no use unless of. Does it?
Yes.
Oh, if only that were the. I have to, like I said. Then I guess we'll just then each. So sure, go talk to her. You make your way.
Okay, let's try and see if I can get the Smitten route again.
The end of the blade.
Oh, it won't let me enter the basement
You take the
without
blade.
it. Well, damn. I've done that route too many times.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes. She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? How about you drop the knife, and the two of us...
Look how reasonable she's been. Don't you dare. It's fine.
Drop it.
The blade.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed.
Yep, unarmed.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any... She knows what she'd do. She's just searching.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but that doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise...
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd but you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth?
She's right about one thing.
Like I said, it's all about so do you trust me?
She's wrong. This isn't about...
Don't jump to any weird conclusions.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. Well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on. She isn't suggesting what she is. I'm sure.
Oh, have you decided?
You know why you're here.
You have to be kidding.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall. They're large and heavy.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it.
Doubtful.
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
I really do love how just
We were stuck down
nonchalant
here
she
for
is
long
about
enough. I'm
that.
sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. You attempt to make your... Is someone else... You try the door. You're here. Your shouts, and I'll repeat. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply... Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens.
Save!
Against your better judgment, you cut
She
into her.
doesn't even
Blade is sharp.
flinch.
She didn't so much as utter a... Free from her bindings, how is she so composed after...
Thank you.
No, we won't have any of that. The stake as the princess approach... Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just watch me.
No, I can't warn her.
You bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. Okay.
There's no going back now. Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches, turning around to stare at you incredulously.
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you, but I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
As the blade falls from your trembling hands, the princess rears back, readying a bone-shattering haymaker.
Really? I get punched to death?
You fall to your knees, barely able to process the ringing in your ears before she hits you again. Every blow is as punching as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you. If we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, we'll kill her before she gets out.
Oh, no, it won't.
Too weak to even try fighting back. How disappointing.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this, right? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's ending.
It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
All right, what's this new? The tower. Oh, I've heard about this one. Everyone
You're
said
on
this is
path
one of the
in
best
woods.
ones.
And at the end of
Okay.
that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a prince. You're here to slay him. Oh, don't you start grandstand. If he doesn't remember what happened, then you know I can hear you, right? What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. A warning. She will lie. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Nope.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
I'm
that's what
really
you want.
curious.
I guess I don't have a say here.
What are we gonna get?
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest.
Well then.
The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small. That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Yeah, his voice actor has been really, really good. I haven't really heard much from him or the princess's voice actor. Oceans was saying that they do a lot of really good stuff. I should probably check him out.
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
I don't know anything about that one. I probably really should see what they've all done. This has been really cool. I'm glad I actually took the suggestion.
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And
And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future.
Massage.
Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal.
You probably.
Probably. Do you not know what we look like? He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell. Please don't. I'd rather the princess kill us again than see how dreadful we are. I care less about what we look like and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would it even do? No blade this time. Yeah. Blade. No blade. It doesn't matter.
Blade. Oh, that scraping sound.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Spirals.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Continue down the
Making your way down the
spirals.
spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over,
Oh,
almost
dang.
glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Kneel.
Yes, queen.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
Ah, I am loving this voice.
It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Heck
Well, that
yeah.
takes away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, Well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she?
And you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it?
He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he?
What are we supposed to do to stop her?
Okay, first things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
But have you seen her? Absolutely worth kneeling for. And that Obsessed was kickstarted by the Magnus Archives. I will probably have to look that up. What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart. All you have to do is break these chains and set me free. Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
Yes.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
I can't.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her, not when the stakes are so high, not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now.
Oh, the hands
An
on the
echo.
stained glass.
Is she talking about you?
That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon.
All you need to do is believe it's been done. Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Sure, whatever you say. Here come the hands. Meow.
She's gone. Where does she... And there's that mirror again.
What is that supposed to mean? This is what we all...
The mayor. I'm so excited. What's gonna happen now? You are nothing at all. Bum bum bum.
I think you know what I am.
That's the first time the narrator's been there.
I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me. No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
That's creepy. Well versed, but creepy.
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore. It doesn't hurt. I don't feel pain. Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed. And despite how far you've fallen, you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone. Perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant.
Existentially unpleasant. What a line.
For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right. Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sound, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end. She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. Seems that every me you met did a real shit job of it, though. When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody would want to leave.
As you are now, you won't be able to will her into anything. You don't work the way a living being does. Not anymore.
I'm no longer a living being.
Before,
Thanks.
You couldn't be trusted with the knowledge of what she is. No one could be trusted with that knowledge. Intrusive thoughts have a way of creeping in and ruining everything. It's It's why I had to die.
One last question. Ooh.
I've said my piece, and my time is up.
Bye.
It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
All of this is you. I'm not sure what I just saw. Oh!
I can finally see you. And you can finally see me.
This is some near crap going on right now.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly. Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death.
Hey, Fiesta! It is very trippy for a Pella game. Definitely not my normal play, but I've enjoyed it.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound. A pale imitation of what I actually am. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
This is just Endsinger. I saved at the last Raven question. So I can still go back and fiddle around with things. I don't know.
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Why am I slaying a princess? Because she's gonna end the world. This is at the end of my first playthrough of this. It's very, very trippy, and honestly, if you're okay with moderate horror, I'd recommend it.
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts.
Also, how's it going, Cadet? Haven't seen you in a minute.
If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict. If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Oh no.
You become nothing. A black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. You are terrified of a power so far beyond you that it strips the meaning from your every action. But at the feet of that power, the dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacy is reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation, you gladly took it.
Heck yeah.
Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
My threads, like yours, are unbroken. She is me as much as I was her.
A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move, and yet we both don't. For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. I move and you react, and both of us break the other. But broken is only a moment in time. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow? Meaning lies in experience, and experience lies in contrast. Abandoning one's search is not the same as losing the capacity to discover. I am contrast itself. To reject me is to reject the shape of everything. Do not use words to reduce that which your eyes know to be irreducible.
Ooh.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead, and alive and dead, all at once. You learned to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality. And you used it to humble me, to show me how far I was from what I needed to be. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become something you would never have been without them.
what we saw was not an ending. When I thought I had reached an unconquerable peak, you showed me how much further I could still climb. To question everything is to deny proof of the reality that lies in front of you. To live alone within the caverns of your mind is to trap yourself in them forever. But you did not live alone. You found me, and we held trust in each other for no reason than to believe in something that wasn't us. Cult skepticism turned to liberation, but it required a journey to blossom.
The writing is so intense in this.
Though you have blossomed, do you have no more journeys left to make? What of those in the spaces beyond? Would you erase the path ahead to hold everyone still? Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you. I love you.
And thus, our love story may be complete. How many times did we die to get to I love you? This is kind of drippy.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is.
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. Here we go! You and she step forward into the 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware just as you have always been and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Great voice actors. I absolutely love their work. I hadn't heard anything from them before, but I'm really happy with it. Yeah, it's over. I am going to suggest watching my playthrough or getting the game for yourself. There are many, many different endings. My boy was here earlier. He hadn't seen several of the endings I had reached. It's definitely something. I will probably end up playing this again on my own. I don't think I will stream a bunch more endings, but this was really cool. Play our other game. What other game did you have? Oh, I heard of that one. Interesting. I might consider it. But yeah, that was my first playthrough of Slay the Princess. I highly recommend giving it a shot. Technically, there are only a handful of true endings. The rest are just different chapters to collect vessels for the mound. Yeah. It is so hard to explain the concept of this game. It is a trip. Definitely a trip. Definitely enjoyed it though. I've seen one ending so far. Yeah, the chapters of collection can vary drastically, and your abilities slowly become limited on what decisions you can choose. I don't even know what to say there. I look forward to trying out a few more. There's definitely some decisions I wanted to make, but chose another one instead. Like, that decision paralysis was strong. Yeah, I definitely recommend this. So weird, so unique. Just a lot of good things to say about it. It was entirely a vibe. You have to be okay with mild gore and some body horror. I didn't know what I was doing, Oceans. Yeah. For someone who is not really into much horror or gore, this game was good. Definitely good. Yeah, as long as it doesn't have eye horror, I'm usually good about that sort of thing. I don't do eye horror. But most of the body horror was hands, which is just weird for me. Primarily black and white visuals linked with some color here and there. Yeah, there's a lot to process here. Definitely going to be thinking about this for a second. I didn't like the other options at the end. There were lots of words, and I'm like, meh, yeah, no. I agree with what you said here. I'm done. I'll go back, though, and play it. I have, the last mirror shard saved, so I can go back and mess with it. But yeah, the body horror is not that bad. I don't even know how I would describe this game. If you want a less gory horror game, Silk was also talking to me about this when they were in here. Save the Queen is another really, really good game that has similar vibes to this. Where is it? Oh no, it's Long Live the Queen. Long Live the Queen. If you haven't played Long Live the Queen, that is another one I would highly recommend. Long Live the Queen has a ridiculous amount of paths and endings, and I hadn't even seen half of them. I don't even know how far I got into this. I've only gotten 9 out of 45 achievements. That's a lot. That just says a lot. I thought I had more. What achievements did I get? Gathering of Light, Your Recent Demise, Chopped Boiled, Off with Their Heads. Yeah. I actually had to look up how to possibly win Long Live the Queen. It's a very fun but tough game. Hey, Jackal. I don't know what the Stanley Parable is, so I can't even compare. I don't really play much horror. Like, it's basically Phasmo. And occasional random things like Escape the Backrooms or Dark Souls. Yeah, I have no idea. But as far as horror goes, this was a good level for me. Oh, we gotta get you to play the Stanley Parable one. I have so many games on my to-play list. I don't even know when I'll eventually get to them. I also still have Spaghetti that I need to try. I think Spaghetti is still sitting here and uncategorized. Yeah, there's a lot I still need to play. Yep, Spaghetti is still sitting here. So many random games I still need to go through. I still need to find time to go through Hades. I haven't even touched Demonologist yet. I still need to finish Subnautica. Alright, I think I'm gonna end things here. Brain melty, stomach empty. It's time to grab some food and figure out what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. I say I'm gonna grab food at 4:30 and it's like I'm just now remembering I haven't had lunch. Oops. That explains why I'm a bit peckish. Definitely got super distracted in this game. Alright everyone, thank you so much for joining. I don't know what my plans are for this week. I don't know what else I will be streaming, maybe streaming, not streaming. So we'll see. I'm off to bed, it's late. Good night, Mysteria. Thank you for waddling by. I love to see you. I'm glad you actually were able to make another stream. I know our time zones are drastically different. So always a pleasure, and I will talk to you later. Yeah, thanks for the Wreck Oceans. I had gotten this when it was on sale, and you mentioning it again last night, I'm like, yeah, I should totally do that. I should give it a shot, and here we are. Fun as always. Time zones really do suck. It's true. It's very true. Alright, see y'all later. Bye-bye!